Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Tuesday, October 24th. We'll have dry conditions prevailing throughout the day with near seasonable temperatures for this time of year, but we'll be keeping our eyes on our next stronger storm system arriving later part of tonight into Wednesday. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points in focus on today. Dry conditions prevail throughout the day with near normal temperatures. We'll have some breezy winds helping to usher in that colder and next system rolling in for tonight, but should be a great day to get some winter weather preparations ahead of our incoming next system. And speaking of that system, a stronger midweek storm will be arriving tonight through all day Wednesday and Thursday. What that means for us is widespread rain and snow expected with the potential for that heavy mountain snow, especially as you get above 7,000 feet. Temperatures will be trending well below normal with a return to afternoon highs in the 30s and 40s as soon as Thursday. Cold and unsettled weather will continue through the weekend ahead as we see some continued snow showers and well below normal temperatures. A satellite for you this morning. We are seeing some patchy fog and low stratus out there this morning, but overall mostly clear skies outside of that with some increasing partly to mostly cloudy skies building in from the west throughout the day ahead of our next approaching system. Watches, warnings, and advisories currently in effect. So we do have a winter storm warning for large portions of the southwest Montana, western Wyoming area, but in our area, just up towards Island Park for now, with a winter weather advisory now in effect for the Stanley Basin, Sun Valley region for some heavy snowfall accumulations, especially in the mountains over the coming days. Water vapor satellite for you. So again, that low pressure system is currently sitting at around Ketchikan, western British Columbia, to continue to work south and east, and as it does, move on shore to the Pacific Northwest, so Washington, Oregon, and as it slowly moves into Idaho over the coming days, we'll get that widespread precipitation and tapping into this pretty substantial pool of moisture that's currently in the central Pacific, as it does bringing that moisture, atmospheric river-like moisture into our area for the later part of today into tomorrow. Weather risk outlook for your next 5 days. Nothing to talk about today outside of some breezy winds and patchy fog and low stratus this morning. But heading into tonight and Wednesday and Thursday, that'll be when our system arrives. So again, staying dry today. Maybe showers or two working in from the north the very later part of today. But most of that's going to be arriving for early Wednesday. And as it does, a mix of rain and high elevation snow. Heading into Wednesday night into Thursday, a cold front will move through. And as that does, we're going to have everything transition to all snow. So if you're seeing rain early Thursday morning, you will transition over to snow as a cold front works through, bringing some gusty winds along that boundary. Heading into Friday and Saturday, we'll keep with those gusty wind trends, especially during those afternoon hours, with chances for snow showers each day. Temperatures today starting off today in the 30s and 40s for just about everybody. Coldest areas in the teens and 20s in some of our mountain basins. But afternoon highs just about where they were yesterday, if not just a couple degrees colder thanks to some cloud cover, 40s, 50s, and low 60s. Wind gusts today will be on the breezier side, especially across the upper valleys. Gusts about 30 to 45 miles an hour. Snowfall amounts today, again, outside of some isolated activity we saw this morning. Did see some active thunderstorms very early this morning up around Island Park and Yellowstone. But beyond that, we're keeping an eye on some increasing chances of precipitation building out of north central and central Idaho. That'll continue to work southeast heading into Wednesday. And speaking of timing for you, so again, we'll keep things mostly dry through about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And as that system begins to approach out of the northwest, we'll see increasing chances for rain and snow begin to mix down into the central mountains, up towards Island Park as well. And as that system continues to work south and east, seeing the rain and snow overspreading much of the region. Again, snow levels will remain high enough throughout the day that we are expecting mostly rain in the Snake Plain, especially outside of the central mountains. But certainly in the higher terrain, higher country of central Idaho, we'll stay snow throughout the day. A cold front will then begin to work through. See that boundary working through Boise there, bringing in some thunderstorm potential. But in our area, it'll already be raining and snowing, so not seeing a whole lot of thunderstorm potential, but can't rule out a rumble of thunder or two along the front. As it continues to work further east into the overnight hours, that'll reinforce our precipitation chances, helping to increase the rates heading into the overnight hours Wednesday into early Thursday. And as it does, change everyone over to snow. So we're seeing that rain-snow mix ultimately transitioning to all snow heading into early Thursday morning across all of eastern Idaho. Temperatures on your Wednesday morning. So again, we're starting off the day 20s, 30s, and 40s heading into Wednesday. Afternoon highs still hanging on in those 40s and 50s, still supporting that afternoon rain chances for sure. And wind gusts on Wednesday, so as that front continues to work through on the leading edge of it, we're going to have winds substantially stronger, especially across portions of the upper valley, upper Snake Plain, with gusts about 30 to 45 miles an hour, pushing near 50 to 55 across portions of the desert. Snowfall amounts on your Wednesday. Again, we'll keep those best chances for snow up in central Idaho, southwest Montana, and western Wyoming, but certainly can't rule out a couple of snow showers working in, mixing in with the rain across the high country south of the Snake Plain. But you can see some impressive snowfall amounts up around the Stanley and Sun Valley region, where we could see about 6 to 12 or more inches of snow fall in the mountains around those valleys, with an emphasis on travel concerns in that area if you're headed up and over Galena Pass. Heading into the eastern highlands as well, we're going to have that continuing conditions up on Teton Pass as well, up towards Island Park, staying mostly throughout the day rain, but still hanging out to some pretty impressive snowfall accumulations in the mountains. Temperatures on Thursday are going to still be in the colder side of things behind that cold front, so 20s and 30s in the morning will support some widespread snow chances, especially along that cold front, with areas of blowing snow potentially as we get those gusty winds coupled with snow. Afternoon highs on Thursday noticeably cooler now in the 30s and 40s, not seen any 50s or 60s for a while. And speaking of those wind gusts on Thursday, we're expecting those strongest wind gusts again along that frontal boundary, but afternoon gusts will continue to be breezy as we get that cold air settling in behind. Wind gusts on the order of about 40 to 50 miles an hour, particularly across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley south into Utah. And snowfall amounts on your Thursday, again, best chances for that heaviest snow will shift south and east of the Snake Plain, kind of lining up with what that motto was showing with the timing earlier in this presentation. But overall, some widespread light to moderate snow with heavy snow expected across the high country south and east of the Snake Plain. And here's a look at those totals for you. So again, this is the expected snowfall starting tonight through the end of Thursday. So overall, looking at about a trace to a couple inches in the Snake Plain. But as you head into the mountain valleys, we could be seeing about 1 to 4 inches of snow, a little bit higher as you head up towards Stanley. But certainly as you head out over Galena Summit, Jackson, and to that area, so up to over Teton Pass, Targhee Pass, Reynolds Pass, all the mountain passes, especially heading into southwest Montana and western Wyoming, it will be getting some substantial travel impacts with some heavy accumulating snow. And here's a look at those high end for you. So this is about a 10% chance of higher snowfall, 90th percentile snowfall amounts. Again, this is looking at a high end solution, about 6 to 8 inches potentially in some of our valleys east of the Snake Plain and up into central Idaho. But beyond that, we're keeping under that about trace to 4 inches here in the Snake Plain. And low end snowfall amounts, we have a 90% chance of higher snowfall amounts than this, but certainly keeping pretty dry across the Snake Plain. Again, 90% chance of higher snowfall amounts than this with some lighter accumulations into the high country. I'm breaking down the probabilities for you, so at least a trace of snow, just about a surefire bet that everyone will see some snowflakes over the next couple of days, that's for sure. But as we drop that up to 1 inch of snow or more, again, best chances for that inch or more of snow, at least across the Snake Plain, will be in the upper portions where we get that higher elevation influence. That's towards Pocatello, northeast Idaho Falls, and Rexburg. But beyond that in the mountains, looking like a surefire bet for at least an inch. Drop that up to 2. Again, we're keeping those slight chances along the eastern I-15 US 20 corridors, but certainly still some appreciative amounts as you get into the central mountains and south and east of the Snake Plain. Jumping up to 4 or more, we'll keep those chances confined to central and eastern Idaho. Outside of the Snake Plain, not seeing a whole lot of potential there, but certainly across the higher terrain continuing into Thursday. And 6 or more, again, fairly similar to that 4 inch. It's still hanging on to about a 25% chance there in Driggs of 6 inches or more and a 44% chance in Stanley. 8 inches or more, we are expecting the heaviest snow up towards Island Park with this event, so 56% chance of 8 inches or more with this system, as the forecast about 8 to 12 inches is the expected. And 12 inches or more, we're keeping that very high confidence as far as these are going to be where that southwest and westerly upslope flow prevails. We're going to have some very heavy snow, especially in the high country around Yellowstone and the western central mountains. And even 18 inches or more. So look up towards Stanley, still hanging on to about a 0 to 10% chance. So across the very high peaks, but still around Yellowstone, some pretty decent chances of 18 inches or more. Temperatures on your Friday will be in the single digits, teens and 20s to kick off the morning hours, with afternoon highs 30s and 40s. Temperatures for your Saturday, another cool morning, single digits, teens and 20s, with afternoon highs in the 30s and 40s, struggling to get above 40 for just about everybody. And by Sunday, 40s will be hard to find. We'll have overnight lows in the single and double digits as far as below 0 potentially in some of our mountain basins. But overall, still teens and 20s for where most people are living. And then we have those afternoon highs in the 30s, not seeing much of those 40s again. And that's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Stay safe out there.